Hi, friends. I don't know what's going on with my live video, but for some reason I can't get it to work. So I just thought that I would send you a little video today instead. I wanted to talk to you guys today about quality of life. I'm really thinking about my own quality of life and how I can improve it, and wanted to share some stuff with you that I've been reading that I thought was really great. And I think it really ties into our self-care theme for this month. So I was doing some research, like what is quality of life? And I think that a lot of people think that quality of life is just happiness or, the ability to have the things that you want in life or feeling good. But there's an actual definition, and it's perception of your position in life. Um, it's the culture and the value systems that you actually fit into, and the way in which you live in relationship to your goals, your expectations of yourself and your own life, and also standards, your own standards and your own concerns. So quality of life is really how far you are from the way that your life actually is to the way that you want your life to actually be. And whatever this distance is where you need to go to actually improve your quality of life. There are so many indicators and factors that go into what our quality of life looks like. And I know that you know just as well as I do that the quality of life in the United States is diminishing and has been diminishing for the last few years. And a lot of that is our socioeconomic condition that we've been in for the last few years, as well as COVID and, increase in gun violence and stuff like that. So when quality of life is measured around the world, they look at factors like wealth, employment, in the environment, physical health, mental health, education, recreation, leisure time, social belonging, religious beliefs, safety, security, freedom, and then other influences like the ecology, economics, politics, culture, gender, and even generational shifts. And they also look at how people feel about their everyday experiences, and their everyday emotional feelings. So do they feel joyful? Do they feel sad? Are they stressed? Are they angry? Do they get affection? And all these things affect quality of life on a macro scale and also on a micro scale. And again, like I said, most people really think that happiness is quality of life. But to achieve happiness, you actually have to improve and have a certain quality of life to be happy. So quality of life and happiness aren't necessarily the same thing. To improve your quality of life means to achieve happiness in your life. So they did some research too, and they found that citizens of developing countries actually appreciate things more. They're content with their basic necessities being met. They have health care. They have high quality education. They have protection for children. And those are the main factors that actually influence the quality of life in a developed nation like ours. And I thought all that stuff was really interesting. I like to do a little bit of research on what I'm thinking about doing in my own life. And I found too that they do a World Happiness Report, and it's done once every couple of years. And the last time that they did it was in 2022, and they found that Finland was the happiest country in the world. Finland has been at the top of that list for 5 times in a row. Afghanistan has been at the lowest on that list, and for quite some time now also. And the United States is somewhere, it's near the top, but we're definitely not the top. We're probably like 5 or 6 down from the top from what I can remember. So today I want to talk about all of those influences and all of those indicators. I think that everybody is feeling them. And I do feel like this year is going to have some challenges that come along with it as far as the economy, business, inflation, and all of that. I did hear today that inflation is just starting to go down, like it went down by something like a 0.5 point over the last month. So I guess that's something. It's not enough to really make any dent in our lives, but it's something. but hopefully we'll start seeing that come down, grocery prices going down. I don't know how you guys are doing about groceries, but I went to the store the other day and it cost me $8.49 for eggs. And there was a guy standing there and he was picking up butter, and the butter is $6 for 4 sticks of butter. And he looks at me and he goes, "Do you think this is a good price for butter?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not. That's the worst price for butter I've ever seen." But okay. So yeah, all this stuff is pretty nuts. I was watching it happen in other states, on TikTok videos, and other people talking about the price of things, and it seems like it didn't really hit us until a few months ago. But I go to the grocery store every week, and every single week the prices are higher. So that's been kind of wild. Hopefully that will start coming down soon. Luckily we're in an okay position right now, but there have been times in my life where it's like I would have had to figure out whether I was going to eat that day or like go to work and get gas. And, like there's no way that I could have done the things that I did before with 4 kids with that kind of price happening. No. um, so I do feel like there are some indicators that things are going to get a little bit better. And that's really good. But we need to start talking about just what can we do in our own lives to make this year better for us. The last few years have been hell. And, I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, it has not been fun. So I didn't want to talk to you about basically like the same things that you already know, because I know that you need to eat healthy, and I know that you need to exercise, and I know that you need to get out into nature and all the stuff. Like, I was even trying to put a Pinterest board together about quality of life, and every single article says the same thing. So I don't want to talk about the same things. I'm going to talk about some new things. And one of the things that I do, and one of the things I find super helpful that really makes me feel like I have a good life and I am in tune with what's happening around me, is to align myself with natural cycles. Whether that be, the cycle of the seasons, the cycle of the businesses that we're in. In Arizona, there is a cycle. We have a very busy season, and then we have a slow season. And being able to actually align myself with what I know is going to be happening in these particular times is very helpful, so that I know what to expect and I can actually celebrate these different transitions, in business and in life. And I do that. I really try to celebrate the transition of the seasons. I might change my hair, change my makeup, change my clothes, the things that I am doing in my life. And right now it's winter, and I think I made a post, a week or so ago saying, "Hey, I'm taking this year kind of slow." Last year, I just popped off in January and was like, "I'm ready to go. Let's go." This year, I feel like I am ready to go for sure, but I'm also still kind of like trying to stay a little bit more inward, to really plan where this year is going to go for us and where it's going to go for USOLMT and where the year is going to go for me. I know that what I've been doing the last couple of years is not sustainable for me. Growing an association is a massive undertaking, and it has meant working day and night, doing projects at like some kind of lightning speed just to get things out there, because I can't take 10 years to do this. So I've been trying to work, and get everything laid out, the whole entire foundation for the business, so that people can just sort of step into it and we can go. And I'm kind of at that point now where I'm really happy that I have done that, but like, I'm not going to be able to do that this year. I really need to step back and start taking time for myself. And so I'm really trying to get myself sort of back into alignment with those cycles and really just trying to kind of rest. This is really the time to kind of like turn inward and plan your next move. And then when spring comes, that's the time where you should be making strides. That's where you should be making changes, taking action, and really working to start getting things done and get the ball rolling in your life and in your business. And then learning to play in the summer, like take that time. It was always slow for us in massage therapy. It's taking that time to actually just have some fun and take a vacation and, take a step back from work and actually use that time for yourself. And then reaping the fruits of your labor in the fall. It is the harvest time, right? So that's the time where we actually should be harvesting all of the things that we've put into action since the spring. And, you can do that in your business, you can do it in your life, you can do that with any aspect of your life. But really think about like the fall, that's the time to actually bring that stuff home. And then in December, it's really just a celebration, a culmination of being able to look back and see all the things that you did and that you accomplished and think about what you might want to change. And then you just repeat the cycle. You come back into the winter, you turn inward, you have all the things that worked, you need to analyze what didn't work, and then really start to plan your next moves and take your first quarter to be able to do that. Then by the time it gets to March, you should be able to get your ball rolling. I highly advise that you do that to improve your quality of life. The next thing is to confront issues as soon as they come up. This is one piece of advice that I got many years ago, because I used to be a doormat. I used to just let people walk all over me. People would be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. It would hurt my feelings and it would make me cry. And I would just be like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? I don't do that anymore. That's not a healthy way to live life. So instead of venting about your problems to someone else, which can make us feel good and kind of give us a little bit of a release, just don't wait. Don't vent. Go directly to the person or go directly to the problem and be assertive. You don't have to be aggressive, but just be assertive and say, this is the way that things are. This is, I put in the work, I put in the time. This is my boundary. This is my rule. Don't ask other people's opinions or try to seek approval for what you plan to do to confront an issue. The longer that you wait, the bigger the issue gets. So just confront it directly, confront it honestly, and then work on just being assertive, but not aggressive, to just say exactly what you mean and mean what you say when you confront a problem. And do this in all areas of your life, with the people that are around you, your family, your friends, your business, your coworkers. Confront your problems immediately. Don't let things fester. A lot of people try to self-soothe. They may turn to alcohol, they may turn to drugs, they smoke weed or whatever. They do this stuff kind of just to soothe themselves and to get rid of stress. But what I would really encourage you to do instead of that is to really pay more attention to your self-care, and put yourself first before anybody else. That I know that some of these things can help you feel better and help you feel like you're more comfortable with your emotions and a little bit more chill and more settled. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I would encourage you to do is bring that into your life in conjunction with something else that actually is healthy and good for you. And make sure that when you wake up in the morning, it's you before your clients. It's you before anything else. I am making it a point to do that for myself this year, because what I was doing last year was I would get up, make breakfast for my kid, make breakfast for me, go directly to work. I would still be in my pajamas with my hair in like the mom bun or whatever for the whole entire day. And then, make lunch, make dinner, do homeschool, do this, whatever. And that was my life for like an entire year. And I'm like, no, let's put ourselves first this year. And let's make sure that we're taken care of before we take care of anybody else. Okay. Also, consider less material things this year for yourself and more experiences. Life is an experience to be had. And I've been saying that for a long time. And my life has really been all about having experiences. I COVID has kind of like that sort of put a damper on, the adventurous side of me, but it's coming back and I can feel it. I'm ready to get out back into the world again. And I'm excited about that because staying home in four walls every day is not my thing. I'm also not really good with routines. And so I like to have new experiences. I like to go someplace in the city where I've never been before. And, just take everything in. I love that. And so, even if I'm just going to a store that I've never been to before, or I'm taking a walk down a street I've never been down before, those things really help me to kind of like clear my mind and get some different scenery and be able to come back to my work and all of the routine in my life with a different perspective. So I would really encourage you to do that and just really start to have some new experiences for yourself, whatever they happen to be, whatever you like to do. The other thing is to lead with love in everything that you do. I really think that the whole world right now could use a whole lot of compassion, a whole lot of empathy, a whole lot of understanding, and a whole lot of grace. I really think that we need to cut people some slack right now and realize that we're all kind of starting to get back on track and back into our lives. And that looks different for everyone. So giving people the grace to be able to do that in their own particular way, I think is really important. And withholding judgment from people and things until you have all of the facts and you know what's going on, and to also be super supportive of the people in your community. It's been a rough few years. I think for us in massage therapy, we went through times of dividing and fighting and all kinds of nasty and crazy stuff. But I feel like things are starting to get back on track, which is great. And, we are in a profession where we give so much of ourselves, and we have the potential to actually raise the level of happiness in the world. We do that with every person that we touch. We improve other people's quality of life, and our quality of life is just as important. So make sure that you do that first, and then lead everything you do with love. And there's this new trend on TikTok that I loved. I was following it the other day. It's called Romanticize Your Life. And I was thinking about that, like, how could I romanticize my life? And I saw a girl who did a video about adding a pleasure practice to something that she didn't like. She was talking about going to the grocery store. She hates going to the grocery store. So every time she goes to the grocery store, she loves Starbucks. So she stops at Starbucks and gets herself a coffee, her favorite coffee. And she takes that to the grocery store with her to add into a little bit of pleasure into this task that she doesn't like. And that's a good way to romanticize your life. Add a pleasure practice to every task that you don't like, and make sure that you have something great. So a lot of times I do this unconsciously, right? I will pop my favorite brand of popcorn and have that with me while I'm doing work that I don't like. Especially if I have to like use my brain real hard. So if I'm like crunching numbers or something like that, those are things that I don't really like to do, but I mean, I have to do them. So I'll get my favorite snack and make sure that I have that with me while I'm doing this task. And it really helps. Putting your headphones on and listen to your favorite artist while you're doing something that you don't like, turning up the music while you're and dancing around the house while you're cleaning, right? Those little things help us to sort of romanticize our life and make things more pleasurable while we're doing things that maybe are not so fun. So try that. And also to play, make room for something that you used to enjoy as a kid and that you haven't done in a long time. My son and I got scooters for Christmas, and That was so fun. Like, I have not ridden a scooter since I was probably 12, and that's a really long time. So getting back on it, I was a little bit nervous, but you know what? It was just like riding a bike. I can do that. And it took no time for me to be able to do it. I used to ride my scooter and my skateboard around all the time when I was a kid. So that was really fun. And I'm so excited that I have that and that I can teach him how to do it and, just go out and have fun. And so it feels like I'm bringing a little bit of my childhood back into it. I feel the same way when I go roller skating. Like, I'm not good at it anymore, but I used to be good at it, and I've had a really fun time the few times that I have been as an adult. And it's just great to kind of bring some of that excitement back that you used to have when you were a kid. So think about the things that you used to do and the things that you used to like. Pick something that you'll feel comfortable with, maybe not completely, but something that you can pick up pretty easily and do it. Make time in your life for that. And the next thing is to eat the frog. Do all the things that you have been putting off or procrastinating on. One of the things that I did at the end of this year is probably the last couple of weeks of December. I have these planners. I love these planners so much. It's like an 8x10 planner. And in here, it's got room for goals and plans, and it helps you kind of work everything out. There's places for mind maps in here and stuff. And I've been using these, like I said, for 5 years. So I took out all my old planners and I went through them and I was like, what are the things that I've had on my list of goals or things to do for the last 5 years and I haven't done? There's quite a few things, actually. Stuff that I put down every year. Oh, I want to do this, but then I don't. And so I have made it my mission to make those things my top priority this year. And I'm not going to put it off anymore. So let's make the decision to stop putting things off, stop procrastinating, and get on the ball and get these things done. See if we can free our minds, free ourselves of, feeling bad about ourselves because we're not doing it. Let's just do it and get it done. And living your purpose on purpose. So really starting to be intentional about your days, your lives, the activities that you do, and only choosing to do the things that really connect to your goals in life or in business. Say no more. It might mean saying no. We can't do everything, but we can do meaningful things and we can do things we love, and we need to make time in our lives to do that. And stop taking on projects that maybe are not, they don't match with your goals. They don't match with what you want to do. Don't do it. Stop and make time in your life for something new. And the last couple of things that I wanted to talk about were, I've been doing a little coaching program and a couple of techniques in there I wanted to share with you because they've just been awesome. The first one is called It's Totally Possible. And basically what you do is you just partner up with someone else and then you go through a process saying, it's totally possible that I could get that new job tomorrow. It's totally possible that I could get 15 new clients this week. It's totally possible that I will be able to lose all of the weight that I want to lose in the next 2 months. It's totally possible that I'm going to have a perfect day tomorrow. It's totally possible that I'll be able to see my friend that I've wanted to see for so long and that we're going to have a great day together. It's totally possible that me and my husband are going to get along today and that we're going to have a wonderful time. It's totally possible that I am going to be healthy and happy for the entire rest of the year and I'm not going to have any problems. It's totally possible that I'm going to have all the money that I need this year to be able to get my business off the ground. It's totally possible that I am going to attract all of the team members to me that I need for my business to be able to run. It's totally possible that I'm going to find the most passionate, the most brilliant, the most wonderful people, and I'm going to draw them to me. And we're going to make something happen. And it's totally possible that we're going to make huge changes in massage therapy. It's totally possible that we're going to change everything. It's totally possible that just by being in this group, that all of you are going to want to connect with us and are going to want to make changes in the industry and bring your ideas forward and help us do this. It's totally possible. And that's what it's totally possible is. And then you just go to a partner and have the person repeat their totally possibles to you. And once you start doing it, you can just go on and on and on. Nothing has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be scripted. You just start with that one thing that's totally possible, whatever happens to be on your mind, and you just keep going and going. And you go for 2 minutes, and then the other person goes for 2 minutes, and then you can just keep going back and forth. These are really fun to do on Zoom calls, and you can actually do breakout sessions where you switch with people. And try doing that in a group of people, or maybe with your coworkers or your employees, and see what happens, because it's totally possible. It's really fun. And I am a firm believer that nothing is impossible, that just the word impossible says I'm possible. And it is. So the next thing is scripting. And scripting is the last thing I wanted to talk to you about. That's also another really cool technique for mindset and mind work. And what it basically is to say things like, hey, remember that time that I wanted to start a business, but I was so afraid to do it? Remember that time when I was complaining that I didn't have enough money to be able to do it? And then all of a sudden it just came to me. And then I had this really brilliant idea. And then we were able to get the place to start the business. And we were able to get all of the equipment. And we had everything set up. And the room was painted blue. And it was absolutely beautiful. And do you remember those flowers that we had laid out on the massage table, and how everything was folded perfectly? And the blankets were that bright cyan color that I love so much. And we had clients out the door, and we had a wait list going on for 6 months. And it was just the greatest thing, right? So I basically just scripted my end goal, my end game of what I wanted out of my business. And when you do it that way, and you talk about things as if they've already happened or you've already done it, then that's really helpful for setting your mind to where you need to be, to point B, right? Today, you may be at point A, but where you want to really go is to point B. So let's get you there, and let's use some mind techniques to be able to do it. Your mindset is really everything. So all of these things, I hope that they will help you to improve your quality of life, and maybe you'll take something out of it, maybe you won't. But in any case, I have a free resource that I'm going to put in the group for you. It's called The Wheel of Life. And you probably heard about it before. I think they even had some version of it in massage school, where they talk about different areas of your life. So the Wheel of Life tool that I have, it divides your life into 8 parts. So there's spiritual, mental health, your career, your personal life, your financial life, social life, physical body, and your family life. And so I have a workbook, and it'll explain the wheel at the beginning. And then there's a copy of Maslow's hierarchy pyramid. And then what you do is you just go through and you grade each aspect of your life from 1 to 10. So 10 is the highest, 1 is the lowest, and just kind of use the first number that sort of comes to mind. Is it a 3? Is it a 4? Is it an 8? And then your work really is to talk about why this particular area of your life is only a 7 or only an 8. And there's a section in there for you to journal, to write that down. And then there's another section with how can you get your life up to a 10 in this area. So it's a really useful tool. The workbooks, I want to say it's about 25 pages. So it's a really nice free resource for you to take and just work on over time. Maybe you can take the first quarter, and just use that time to go inward and think about all these different aspects of your life. And then when you're finished with this, it asks you some more questions like, are your needs actually met? Are your psychological and emotional needs being met? And then what could you do to make sure that they are met for the future? Do you have a sense of safety in your life? Do you have a sense of love and belonging in your community and in your life? How's your self-esteem? And are you self-actualized? And obviously, that's really just the top of that Maslow's hierarchy pyramid. We all want to get to self-actualization. So in order to be able to do that, we need to improve every single area of our life to the point where it's a 10. And then we need to make sure that we have all of our needs met. And all of these needs are, it's not just food and clothing and shelter, it's our mental needs. Do we feel safe? Do we feel loved? Do we belong? Do we have a sense of self-esteem? And do we have a sense that we are actually on our way to that journey of self-actualization? So I will post the resource in the group for you, and you can download it. It'll be in the files section. And also I want to remind you that on the website, I have just added the January resources, and there's a lot of really good stuff on there. Here, let me check on my phone because I put a bunch of client flyers on there that I did, and I love them. They're so good. So let me look and see, and I'll tell you all of the resources that are on there for you. So if you just go to the website, usolmt.com, go to the menu and click on the resources menu, and then you'll have a drop down and it says free resources. So go there and then scroll down. Every month, I'm going to put new resources up for you. So there's a January 23 massage business guide. These are awesome. If you haven't seen them, they have tasks for all of the business stuff that you should be doing in the month of January. There are retail ideas. There are promotional ideas. There are spa treatment ideas. There's so much stuff in here. And then also any events that are coming up for the industry, I have put in here for each month. And there are holidays, daily observances, weekly observances, monthly observances in there. So a lot of stuff to really help to keep you on track with your business and to celebrate throughout the month of the things that are going on, or to raise awareness of an issue that may be going on. The client flyers that I have in here, you can use in your business. Feel free to download them, print them, put them on your social media, whatever you want to do. One of them is the benefits of CBD massage. There's one that's just the benefits of massage. There's a hot stone flyer, a self-care after massage therapy flyer, and one called Start Your Year Off Right. And it's just about getting massage therapy, encouraging your clients to come back more often. There's also a poster. The posters that I'm putting out every month, they are, big posters. I think they're 22 by 36 or something like that, regular size, large posters. You can get these printed out at Staples or something like that and put them on your wall in your massage room. You just need one frame. You can switch them out every month. The one I have for this month is water therapy. And then there's a couple of social media graphics in here. One is rolling out the red carpet, and you can use that on the week of, I think it's the Grammys that are coming up this month. And then there's an awareness one for Stalking Day. And there's also a graphic set that I posted on the business page. And those are the human trafficking graphic set that I put up. This week has been Human Trafficking Week. So you've probably seen that all over the place if you haven't. And you can go get those graphics from the business page if you would like to save those and use them and share them. And I will put the Wheel of Life workbook in here for you in the files section, but it's also on the website too, in the same area if you would like to go and check it out. I don't know if you saw last year that we did a bunch of business resource packages. If you liked these, there's a whole package for the entire year of massage business guides. There's a package for all of the flyers. I did 84 flyers for the whole year. So there's a package for that. There's one that has all of the posters in it for each month. And then there's one for social media graphics. And then, of course, just a few other little resources for massage therapists, like that Wheel of Life workbook that I've put in there for January. There's also an entire business bundle package. It's still on sale. I was going to take it off sale at the end of the year last year, but I didn't. It's still there. So you can save over $50 on it right now. If you want to get the business development bundle, go ahead and check that out. So if you just go onto the website, you can go onto our store, just click the menu and go down to shop. And when you click on the shop, it will take you to all of the featured products. So the business development guide is there. The book that I authored, Scars to Stars, is on there. And there's a bunch of other little things in the shop that you might be interested in. Also a couple classes, compensation spreadsheets, our reimagining massage therapy report, a whole bunch of stuff there. So go check it out when you get a chance. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you had a wonderful holiday. And I'm looking forward to talking to you more. And hopefully by next week, I will have my live situation figured out so we can have a chat. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.